Shanequa grew up in Chicago and works as an educator at the FLC After School Program in this building. She also is an educator with Prodeo Academy, which was recently in this church and is now in North Minneapolis, near the North Loop. And this is her story. She also is 4 years sober. Congratulations. And a mother to 3 children.
You gotta turn it on.
Hold it later. Shanequa, how and where did you grow up?
I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, 63rd and Carpenter, which is they call Inglewood. Inglewood was real bad. It's full of all black people. I went to one of the roughest schools, Inglewood High School. Unfortunately, I did wind up joining a gang, just trying to fit in and, have people help me fight my battles and stuff.
What was your first?
Then we moved here back in 96. I was like 16 years old. When I first got here, I started working for the abortion clinic at 825 Chicago Avenue. From there, I was going back and forth to Chicago, visiting my now son's father. I got pregnant at a very young age. So then after that, my life a little bit did start going a little bit downhill. I had I had another son, and I wound up losing his father. He was murdered. So then, that's when my drinking and stuff took place back in like 2000. So, probably like 2003, it got a little bit rougher for me. So after a while, then, child protection came in a little bit, and winded up taking my kids away from me back in like 2006. I did a lot of moving around doing this from here to Michigan. So we winded up moving back here, and I got a little bit of help. Joined Prodeo. From Prodeo, I came to First Lutheran. They was looking for people, and it hasn't been easy, with my kids and all either. I got a son that's soon to be 21 on Saturday, and he's like doing a lot of gang banging and stuff himself, and I try to teach him something different because I work with kids and try to get them a better lifestyle and teach them that there's a better way, in life than that. As far as the police and stuff is concerned, I used to live in Hutchinson, Minnesota as well, and they were, racist down there. They will always pull you over. They think every black person don't have a license. 9 times out of 10, they probably right. So then, let's see. I lived in Shakopee for a little bit too, doing my transition and doing my drinking. It was okay out there a little bit. I mainly just stayed up in the house and was drinking. So it's the truth. So, I did catch a DWI one time years ago. I think that was probably like 2006 or 7 or something like that.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what your family was like growing up?
Me and my siblings, my mother had 7 kids, 6 girls and 1 boy. I'm the oldest of them all. I'm the oldest and the boldest. I got a sister right there in a gray jacket, and she knows it too, but she's my #1 supporter. She's always there for me.
And I'm at the oldest.
So, I have a daughter that's 10, and then I have another son that just turned 18 on the 5th of January. And I just look at like my life is like starting all over. It's like a new beginning to me.
How did growing up black affect your childhood?
Let's see. Well, I too, growing up, I think it was probably like in maybe like the 80s or something. We winded up in foster care too. We was with a why we winded up in the foster home is because my dad had whooped me one time, and I went back and I told the people. We went to Bethune School, North Minneapolis. I never forget, we was living 1211 Humboldt Avenue North in the projects. And the people, I went in there and I was like, yeah, my dad hit me and this and that. I didn't know that child protection was going to come in and take us away from our parents and stuff. Then we wound up living with this white family. His name was George Washington. He was not the president. And I'm not going to really say they treated us bad, but they did make us drink eggnog, something that I would never drink again. Seriously. Then from that family, we did wind up with a black family. And my mama, she never gave up on us. And with the black lady, she treated us real good. She's a part I like to this day. And I really don't have nothing bad to say about her.
Well, that's good.
Looking at me.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add about how being black affected how about during your school age years?
During my school age years, I pretty much went to all black schools. There was not like a white kid in my classroom. So, but then I did have an experience out here where I was driving the bus, picking up kids, coming back, parking the bus. Police officer came back there, and I'm scared now. So I'm calling Nathan up on the phone. I'm like, Nathan, he's not answering. So I ran to the building real fast, and I was like, Nathan, police is out there bothering me. And what did you do, Nathan?
Well, I had driven the same route for a lot of years, and I had never been stopped by the police. I'd driven the same route for 5 years. And the second night Shanequa drove the route, the police came and pulled her over and asked if she was in the right spot, and just kind of pulled up in there. And there had been a lot of different people who had driven that bus, and it was the first time I'd ever heard about anybody getting pulled over in all the years I've been here. It was really shocking. It was really disappointing. So I actually ended up making an appointment with the police officers and had a conversation with the chief of police. So it hasn't happened again since. With the Columbia Heights Police Department, yeah.
Well, thank you guys for your time. I was nervous, and I'm going to pass the mic.
Hold on, I got one more question for you. What do you do with your time now?
Right now, I love spending time with the kids. One of them is right here. Make sure you get acknowledged. I just love working with kids. I want to give them something different than what I had. So I know it's more to life. And if you start, I work with kids from the ages of like pre-K. Well, right now my school is pre-K through 4th grade. And each year we're expanding each grade. So they say, Cook, they say, so what grade do you want to go to next? I said, I want to go up with the kids. I want to see them graduate from high school. I want to see them become something. And teach them that there's a better way of life. So if you teach them young, then they'll grow up and be successful.
Well, let's thank Shanequa for sharing her story.